Hey, welcome to SacTown Underground. It is 2017 already. Can you believe it? This is the January edition of SacTown Underground. My name is Raphael Siegel, and I'm joined right now by a lovely young lady who I'm meeting for the first time. This is wonderful. Who are you?
Hi, I am Chanel. I am Chanel. And
It's a long name.
thank you.
All right, so what do you do? Who are you?
Well, I'm an entertainment manager, so
Okay.
I'm kind of like a walking, talking American Idol.
All right. How
Yeah.
so, though? Because that's an interesting reference.
Well, I'm looking for artists that are able to perform as well as kind of like become the whole package. You know, I want someone that will be able to do concerts, but also sell a T-shirt every now and then, you know? So it's a little bit of everything.
And you represent them?
Yes, I am their manager, so I kind of keep them in check. It's honestly like a big babysitting job. It really is.
Right. It sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's true, right?
It is. You know, artists are very complicated. You know, they all have their own lives. They all manage their own self, but I help out a little bit.
You know what's interesting is that you brought up artists because we're sitting in front of this beautiful painting back there.
I know.
That was obviously created by an artist who we're lucky enough to have on the show tonight. And this is, I cannot wait to learn about this thing. This is amazing. It looks like a 1950s inspired.
Yeah, like Hot August Nights or something like that, right?
Yeah. Or what's that other movie that was shot in the area? It was George Lucas, wasn't it? A long time ago? American Graffiti.
American Graffiti.
You were so good. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to talk to the artist. And what else do we have coming up on the show? It's a packed show tonight.
We do. We have the Art of Beer.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking about that festival coming up.
Interesting.
And then we also have a historian coming out, a Sacramento historian. That's going to tell us a little more about this painting and then also just about Sacramento's history in the arts. So it's going to be really interesting.
Someone from the Oak Park Brewery as well as here?
Oak Park Brewery,
Oak Park
yes.
Brewery, right?
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to own a company just to drink. Isn't that amazing?
And I'm sure a lot of other things. I know they're doing a lot of stuff in the community, which is great.
Yes.
We're going to find out how Oak Park has changed over the years.
Yes, also, and it has a lot. And so, yeah, we're definitely going to be looking into the changes that Oak Park has brought, what the benefits of the brewery are, and really, you know, how all of this ties into the community of Sacramento. So it's going to be really interesting.
That's right. Welcome aboard.
Thank
glad
you.
to have you.
Thank you so much.
And we're glad to have you as well. And we're going to get this show started off with our SacTown Underground Model of the Month. Check it out.
All right, welcome back to SacTown Underground. I'm here with Lindsay, the coordinator of
Art of Beer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Art of Beer. I'm so excited about that. Tell me more about that.
Thank you. So it's an annual beer invitational. It happens every year in January. We're now in our 6th year. But it is taking place on January 27th this year at McClellan Conference Center. And what it is it's a culmination of everything that is art in beer. So we have more than 30 breweries from all over the nation coming out. It is a lot, and it's so good because they all bring really exclusive beers, and they really bring, you know, they come out in full force, really extravagant booths and offering super rare things. The brewmasters come out so you can meet your favorite brewers, but we also offer unlimited food pairings too.
I heard about that.
Yeah, we took a really strong farm to fork emphasis with this year's event. So we have some great restaurants coming out. We have the O Club Restaurant and Lounge, the Waffle Experience, and it's unlimited. So they pair with the breweries, create really special small plates, and they offer them all night long.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you said invite only. So what are the tickets?
The tickets, so we have two types. So we have VIP, which goes from 5:30 to 7, and that's $70. Ticket prices do go up by $5 on the 23rd, so it's the Monday of the week of the event. And what that gets you is it's a kind of a more intimate reception feel. So you really get to mingle with your favorite brewers.
Nice.
You get to have a little bit larger bites, and then also some of the breweries really go all out and offer some of their favorite rare pours.
Oh, that's really, so they really do get a really good VIP experience
They do, and we have general admission too, which is also great. We offer small bites again. We have pop-up pours, and it goes from 7 to 10 p.m.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely go ahead and be out there. Thank you so much for having us here. Do you have anything that you want to leave out for all the guests that will be coming?
It is an event for a great cause. I hope everyone can make it. We have an art auction, and 100% of the proceeds go to Silk Collective in Sacramento.
That is great. And Lindsay, thank you so much for coming out to SacTown Underground.
Thank you.
We will see you out there, and thank you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Earlier, Raphael got a chance to speak with one of the participants, Oak Park Brewery Company. Check it out.
All right, we're joined right now by Tom, the owner of the Oak Park Brewing Company. Don't call it the Oak Park Brewery or he'll get very angry. No, he won't. He's a nice guy. But I want to talk to you about your participation in the art of beer. But first, how did you get started in the beer brewing business?
It started as a hobby about 7 years ago, just brewing in my friend's garage in Oak Park. We did that for several years and started having these big brew days, we called them, when we'd do barbecue and we'd be brewing on the driveway. Other friends who were home brewers would come by, and we jokingly started calling his garage Oak Park Brewing Company, never thinking we'd actually open a brewery. And then several years later, we decided we were going to do it. We had won a couple awards as home brewers and got a lot of good acclaim for what we were doing. And so we put some investors together and got an SBA loan. And of course, since we already were calling ourselves Oak Park Brewing Company kind of tongue-in-cheek, we had to stay in Oak Park and be part of that revitalization that's going on there.
Yeah, I wanted to find out why you chose Oak Park, but kind of Oak Park chose you.
In a sense, yeah.
Oak Park is a very interesting area of Sacramento. It's changed over the years. How have you seen it change?
I've seen a lot of change. Just the 8 months during construction, it was already changing a lot. The Triangle District Broadway Triangle was being built by Ron Velakis, which is also a big incentive for us to go into that area. I came from the development world and had a lot of respect for Ron. So when he was doing that, I had faith in that area, and there was a lot of change just in the 2.5, almost 3 years that we've been involved with that area. A lot of new families moving into the area, and just a whole revitalization. You can see it every weekend on our patio, families and dogs and everything else. So
it's exciting. It's what a neighborhood maybe should be. So speaking of exciting, you're part of the art of beer. How many years?
This will be our third art of beer. We opened in November 2014, so this is the third January we've been around. So. So we're really excited to be part of the event. We love that it's such an intimate event, it's not the crazy kind of beer fest thing like you sometimes get, where you get people come and say, "What's your strongest beer?" They don't really care about the beer. The people who attend art of beer, they're more into enjoying the different craft beers that the breweries can produce and put out there. So we tend to put out some of our nicer beers for that one.
And also it benefits the community, which is
it does, and that's always been important to us. We, especially the art and music scene here in Sacramento, we have a real mission to support that.
All right, Tom, with the Oak Park Brewing Company doing a great job over there, going to be part of this wonderful event coming up. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with SacTown Underground. We have a historian here, an artist historian. He's going to tell us a little more about all our questions about this artist painting back here. Can you tell us a little more about the era? We were thinking 50s.
Well, it's kind of an anachronism because this painting was done as a set for a play that was set in the 1940s and 50s, the Zoot Suit era. Yeah. But a lot of the buildings that you see there are from the 1980s. They didn't exist in the 1940s. At that point, the tallest 4 buildings in town were the state capitol and the Cathedral of the Blessed Sacrament that you see, and also the Elks Building and the Cal West building, but those are the only real tall buildings in town. If you know where Capitol Mall is, and the O Street Office Mall, the K Street Mall, where all the high rises there used to be a neighborhood called the West End that is all gone now. And that was a multicultural, multi-ethnic neighborhood. It's also where the hottest nightclubs in the city were.
Wow. I had no idea. Now, speaking of West End, you're involved in an event called the West End Club.
Yes,
Tell us about it.
The West End Club is an installation and an event called Art Street. Now, you may have heard about Art Hotel last year. Art Street is a follow-up, and it's an expanded event, much larger, much more accessible. It's located on 300 First Avenue. It'll open on February 3rd and go to February 26th. It's going to be free every day. And inside Art Street, in addition to dozens of other artists and hundreds of pieces of art, the West End Club will sit. And it is a recreation, a reimagination of the kind of nightclub that you would have found in Sacramento's West End. And you'll walk in and there will be dozens of photos of Sacramento's West End, so you can see the kind of people, the kind of music, even the kind of food, the kind of entertainment that people enjoyed back then. And it's an amazingly unexpected set of ideas and set of places that have been hidden. If you're interested in Sacramento history, odds are you know about the Transcontinental Railroad, and you know about Sutter's Fort, and you know about the Gold Rush, but you may assume that nothing interesting happened after about 1869.
Right?
Well, a lot did.
That is so fascinating. So where can people learn more about the event?
M5arts.com has the main information for Art Street. The West End Club is it's a portion of it that's sponsored by Sacramento County Historical Society. In addition to the exhibit, it's also going to be a functioning bar. We'll have beer and wine.
Okay.
We're also going to have live entertainment. We're going to have dancers. We're going to have poetry. We're going to have music. We're also going to have speakers on every topic from art and architecture to burlesque dancing. And then we'll hopefully have a little bit more information about subjects
A little
like
bit
you
of
see in this video.
shaking,
That's
a little
the
bit
thing.
of...
Like, some of the history I found about the city is very interesting.
Very
And if you want to learn
interesting.
more, you have to come check it out.
We sure will. Thank you so much. That was so interesting. And thank you for giving us a little more heads up on exactly where this came from. It's a little bit of mixture, right? A little bit of up 80s, a little bit back, right?
And there's lots of shout outs too. There's like RCAF, the Royal Chicano Air Force. That's an extraordinarily important artist group that started here in Sacramento. Some of them are still active today.
That's so amazing.
And we're going to talk to the artist who did this painting coming up right now. Check it out. This is very cool.
We are back for the Retro Month 2007 January edition with SacTown Underground, and we have the amazing artist here today who did this amazing painting. Richard Herrera, can you tell us a little more about yourself?
Yes, I've been exhibiting art for almost about 30 years, and this was my first mural-like painting. It was painted for a theater group called Teatro de la Calle, and the director was Rich Montoya, who was a director and actor. Now he's in Los Angeles doing screenwriting and acting. And anyway, this was done at El Centro, where the RCF used to teach you.
I see.
Back then I was a teenager, and Stella Villa was my first mural teacher. And then after that I went to San Francisco State and majored in art and worked with different artists throughout the state of California, from Los Angeles to Sacramento to San Francisco.
Lot.
And now, also, just to let you know, this was designed for Zoot Suit, plays. And they used to perform in different colleges throughout the valley, like Sac State.
So they would travel?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chico State, Stockton, and they had Zoot Suits, performers, from the 40s dressed up.
I like that. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but I'm fascinated by this. You mentioned RCAF, and I see it right there, at least in one part of the painting. What is that a reference to? RCAF.
Well, this was done in their center.
But what does that stand for?
Royal Chicano Art Front, and And the reason why it was put there is to honor them for allowing the group perform in their space.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because I know it's very bold. A lot of people would see that and wonder what that's right.
Yeah.
So art front. So Royal Chicano Art Front is what it stands for. Oh, very
Royal
interesting.
Chicano Art Front. Okay.
Yeah, and then Rich Montoya was influenced by his dad, Jose Montoya, who used to do sketches and write about zoot suitors in Sacramento back in the 40s and 50s.
Is there one more reference there? Theatro?
Teatro, and then Kaya, that was the name of the group that Richard Montoya called and ran, and he told me to put that there. And so we collaborated on the design, and then I painted it. And as you know, I was my first large painting, and because I've been painting since I was a toddler.
How old were you
Back
when you did this?
I was about 18, 19, just graduating from high school. And,
Wow.
And Professor Villa, used to run art programs there for youth in right there in Franklin and Broadway, right there between Oak Park and downtown.
Okay.
And so I was, influenced by them in that part back then. And then later, I branched out, as I said earlier. I worked with different artists, all over the state of California. And just recently, I just painted a new mural on Franklin and 26th Avenue.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
So you are a part of Sacramento history, and it means a lot for us to have you here at SacTown Underground. Thank you so very much.
Oh, welcome.
What an honor.
Oh, yeah, I felt honored.
Thanks, Richard.
All right, and coming up next is our event calendar powered by Sacramento365.
All right, it's time to toss to Chanel, who is so lucky she got out of the studio. She is at the Heart Boutique talking to Vanessa, the owner of the Heart Boutique. Check it out.
Hey, this is Chanel with SacTown Underground, and we are here with
Vanessa Lopez.
Well, how long have you been here?
This past October, we celebrated 6 years.
And so what made you get into fashion in Sacramento?
I actually studied fashion at FITM in San Francisco. So I studied merchandise marketing, and that kind of took me to working for different boutiques here in Sacramento, which eventually led me to wanting to open up my own store of my own here.
What makes Sacramento so different than, let's say, a larger city?
It's a little bit more personal shopping experiences in the boutiques here. The customers really get to know the business owners. You go to a big city, you're just kind of like a drop in a bucket. And we can cater to our customers when they come in here. Since it's such a personal experience, we get to know what they're like, they don't like, and cater it to a specific customer a little bit more easier, as it wouldn't be in a big city like that.
When it comes to Fashion Week, are you going to be involved in that?
I will definitely be attending Fashion Week. Unfortunately, we will not be participating, but I always like to go and see the designers. There's so many new designers, and also to see what my fellow business owners that own the other boutiques are doing. It's just like to go and support what everybody else is doing in the industry.
Speaking of fashion, I mean, you have a great eye. Where do you get all your fashions from?
A majority of our product comes from Los Angeles. I do a lot of shopping via online, also going to different trade shows throughout the year, but most of them are based out of Los Angeles.
Do you have anything else to say? What's coming up? What are the new trends for, let's say, spring? What's coming up?
Well, we're getting really excited to start bringing some spring merchandise in February. Festival style is very popular when spring comes along. There's a lot of music festivals that start to happen in the spring months, which is very influential in the fashion that's coming out. So just looking forward to bringing lots of fun accessories, lots of just cool different pieces that people can wear to these festivals to kind of make a statement and stand out amongst like thousands of people that they're going to be participating in with these festivals.
When you say music and fashion go hand in hand, what inspires you to bring the music and the fashion connection to Sacramento?
Well, what it really inspires me to bring in the different products that I do is really my customers. They definitely influence me by talking to me about different trends. I myself follow trends very, very closely, so I'm kind of in tune with a lot of things going on social media, which is a very important part of my business, is really staying on top of what trends are popular on social media. So with my customers' input, with the social media input, I find a lot of things that kind of will work in my store. Not everything that's online and social media is going to work for this area because Sacramento is different from any other market. So we just kind of have to pick and choose what will work from here. There is a lot of people that are not scared to take risks in Sacramento. We are a small town, but we do want to stand out. Like, we're a small city, but we have a big city like style wise. So I try to kind of just pick things that I think that it's going to really like let people be able to express their individuality in this small city.
It's music time here on SacTown Underground, and with our musical guest, Jaya is our very own Chanel. Chanel, take it away.
Thank you, Raphael. Hey, Jaya, thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you're here to the studio to sing a song. Tell us about that song.
Well, it's called Why You Want to Leave. Pretty much I do all my songs just based on how I feel and my experiences. So it's just one of those things of having a soul tie with someone and really should be letting go, but they're still there. So, yeah.
A little bit of a connection still, right?
Right.
Well, we're really excited to have you. Tell us, why did you start music? When did that start?
Yeah, it started about when I was 6 years old. Pretty much my mom put me in piano lessons in Oakland, and I've been playing piano ever since then, so 20 plus years. And then, of course, I have a musical background from my father. He was in bands and things like that. So just a family full of musicians and singers.
Oh, wow. So it runs in the family, right? Okay. So who are your inspirations?
I would probably say Mary J. Blige. I love her. She's always speaking and singing from the heart. Al Green, Aretha Franklin, Jill Scott, Music Soul Child.
That's a really good collection of people to be inspired from. Really good music list. Mm-hmm. So what's coming next for you? What's your new project?
Right now, I have a project coming out. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it done at least by April, and it's untitled as of yet. I'm going to do about 10 songs, nothing too, out there, but just really giving people something to, look forward to, just real love, heart and soul, felt music.
Wow, well, we really look forward to more. And Mrs. J. Soul, go ahead and take the stage.
All right, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
It's funny how you walked out, not a word to say. You said you would be right here, no matter what the situation is. See, the tables have turned, oh, so fast. Couldn't give me no type of answers when the question was asked, but you keep on saying you love me. You always be right here, no matter what the problem is. Just call me and I'll be there. You're supposed to be my love, have my back when I'm in need, but you left me high and dry, just some dust in the wind. Why you wanna leave me, baby? Why you wanna leave me now? I've been through so much, baby. Why you turn your back on me now? Why you wanna leave me, baby? Why you wanna leave me now? I've been through so much, baby. Why you turn your back on me now? Hey, I've been wanting an answer. Your mouth won't say your word, but you won't cut so tight now. You have my heart all burned. What's the real reason you leaving yet you're still here? Action so unclear, but you keep on saying you love me. You always be right here, no matter what the problem is. Just call me and I'll be there. You're supposed to be my love, have my back when I'm in need, but you left me high and dry, just some dust in the wind at the end. Leave me, baby, now. I've been through so much, baby. Now you turn your back on me now. Why you wanna leave me now? I've been through so much, baby. Why you turn your back on me now? Ooh, this is what you're gonna say. One chance, baby, give me one more chance. Ooh, one more chance, baby, give me one more chance. Oh, one more chance.
Respect, 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 respect.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.